With Season 17, Apex added a weapon mastery system into the game, boasting some insane challenges combined with some incredibly long churn rates, expecting you to take 80 to 120 hours to master one weapon, meaning you can easily take well over 3,000 hours just to unlock full mastery on every weapon in the game, which does give you a decent looking reward of this animated banner that you can equip on every legend. And of course, every time you fully master a weapon, you unlock a unique badge that you can put in your banner, weapon trackers, banner frames, and a guaranteed legendary skin for that weapon. Mind you that the legendary skin is not a unique skin that you can only unlock through grinding out the challenges. You just get a legendary skin, usually something you could have bought or I guess crafted yourself. And I just think that Respawn really dropped the ball on this one here, because I think everyone, upon seeing the announcement for Weapon Mastery, which conveniently mentioned a legendary weapon skin, assumed that we would get something that we've seen in many other games plenty of times now, a unique weapon skin that you can only unlock by going through these gruesome challenges. Maybe a fully gilded weapon skin or whatever cool pattern Respawn could think of would make me a lot more likely to want to grind these challenges out and go for max mastery, and I just can't help but to feel that the ball was dropped here. So starting off the video with a bit of a negative note, we'll continue with a more positive spin on this. I would love if Respawn added some cool looking golden skins to the game to give us a reason to grind through the unnecessary slog of the weapon mastery. But there are plenty of other things I think that we should add to the game that would make a huge change for the better, like creator codes. So for those who don't know what that is, Fortnite has this amazing system where there's actually a little bit of revenue share to the creators directly from Epic Games, the game's creators themselves. How? When making a purchase in the Fortnite store, the player can choose to put their favorite creator's code in the Support a Creator box, and any purchase using Fortnite's in-game currency will net the creator real money, specifically in the ratio of $5 for every 10,000 V-Bucks spent. This gives creators an incentive to encourage fans to make purchases either in Fortnite or on the Epic Games Store. It provides creators with spare funds to buy and show off Epic's newest content, while just getting paid for just creating content. It also places advertisements directly into the content fans are more likely to consume. It's safe to say it's a win-win, and if anything, this specific model is way more beneficial to Epic Games. So to me, it makes sense that EA or Respawn or whoever would consider stepping in and adopting something like this for Apex. This would help a lot of creators who might be struggling, and I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of them are, and add more incentive for them to buy and promote the skins that we get every new event. I'm just saying, let's not skimp out on this one. Moving on, we have a feature that I would love to see, but it's definitely a massive technological struggle for Respawn and their servers, but that doesn't mean a man can't dream. I'm talking about the replay system. And now that I think about it, just a match history in general would be cool to have, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's focus on the replay system. This is a feature that many games have implemented, which more importantly, many source games which Apex is built on have implemented very successfully. For those who don't know, a replay is basically a saved copy of everything that happened in a game, meaning that you can load back into the match later on and spectate other players to see what they did. You can watch your own game and POV back, and a million other educational things when it comes to analyzing your footage and the game overall. A replay viewer also has the added benefits of allowing content creators to get cool angles and shots for their videos and other styles of content. And most importantly, probably the most important of them all, having a system like this in place would allow users and even Respawn themselves to more accurately be able to run back a snapshot of a previous game to catch cheaters without actually having to, be there spectating them and then manually banning them if they manage to slip up just because the wrong person who recording was watching at the time. Again, I understand a replay system is a huge ask, but maybe the benefits would make all of that effort worth it. And then obviously, speaking about match history, we're going to segue that into leaderboards. In this specific case, I'm talking about a ranked leaderboard. It's no secret that ranked hasn't actually had any meaning or value since, what, season 3 or 4? Which is why I haven't actually grinded for Master or Predator since then. And don't get me wrong here, the current iteration of ranked definitely needs work in general, but I think that no matter what system you have, if there was a way to access the leaderboard, if only for the top 750 Predators worldwide, it would all be worth it. The amount of recognition, exposure, and viewers that the top Predators would get from being some of the best in the world would be so much more than what they're currently getting, and would be a huge piece of goodwill for the top ranked creators who grind ranked as a full-time job in front of 5 viewers. It would also help Predators and users get a good glimpse into how many points are actually needed for Predator, how many points are needed for every spot, and a bunch of other things. Theoretically, I'd say this is a way easier implementation than the previous ask, but it's certainly something I would love to see that would make the game a lot better. Building off that point, as I said, there aren't really any ranked rewards in the game. I mean, yeah, you get a mid-looking badge every season, and yeah, you can get it in an animated version if you finish both splits in Master or in Predator. But the dive trails are the same trails as always, just recycle between 3 different ones. And you lose access to them every other season. I love to see some more cool ranked rewards to make the crazy grind worth it. At the very least, maybe start showing what specific Predator rank someone entered the split on with their seasonal Predator badge. And at best, maybe look at sending out some IRL loot for the best players in the game. I remember when League of Legends used to send out challenger jackets for their top-rated players, and that would be pretty cool. I would think about it. Then of course, we can't make this video without talking about cross-progression. The one feature that everybody wants, yet we've been waiting for what, over 2 years now? It almost feels like they're constantly dangling the carrot on a stick in front of us, but never really hand it over. Cross-progression in any way, shape, or form would be able to allow you to have access to the same stats, or at the very least the same skins across every platform. This would make it more likely for users to make the switch from, say, console to PC, instead of sticking on a piece of older hardware just to keep their limited edition skins. Respawn has made it clear that for whatever reason, it is incredibly hard to implement this due to tech limitations, but that doesn't stop me from wanting it just so I can get my Nintendo Switch PAF skin. God damn it. And don't worry, there will be some spicier in-game suggestions later in the video, but first, of course, I will have to bring up the Solos mode. And while yes, the developers have gone on record to state that a true Solos mode ended up hurting retention, and we can only guess why, I still think that they should return to the drawing board here. Due to the failure of the Solos event, it almost feels like Respawn are completely allergic to incorporating any type of Solos LTM at all, which is a shame, because sometimes I don't want to carry 2 teammates against full stacks, but I don't really have a way to do that short of smurfing at this point, which isn't really something I want to do. I've heard some leaks or whispers about some types of Solos mode allegedly being on the horizon, but you know me, I won't believe it until I see it. In the same vein, something that would combat the previous issue would be the addition of a mercenary queue. If Apex had a mercenary queue, almost all of my worries would be gone. This is something that they would have to borrow from a different game, namely Call of Duty, where users can queue up into a game like normal, but they're not allowed to be pre-made. They will get teammates, but all of these teammates are completely random. This means that everyone in the lobby is a random teammate. It allows SPMM to accurately do its thing because, as I've covered in this video, pre-made stacks completely demolish SPMM and would lead to a more balanced and fun game across the board. Another theoretically easy request that I would like to see, especially if queue times end up taking longer, is having access to the firing range, or maybe some type of deathmatch style lobbies while queuing. This is something that Overwatch does amazingly well, where you can join the firing range, join a deathmatch, or even go to custom games to chill out while waiting for the next queue to pop. This ensures that there never is a dull moment, which would be great. And that's just one way to tackle the whole queue problem. This next one is a little bit technical, and if any of the developers are watching, please just do this. If for nobody else, at least just for me, and all the streamers, and everyone who's so tired of having their frame rates going down whenever the streamer tabs out of the game. I actually suggested this maybe 3 years ago, but it fell on deaf ears on Reddit, so I'm gonna try again. So, Respawn, please, for the love of God, add the engine no focus sleep command to your whitelisted commands. This one got taken out with the blanket ban on most commands all the way back in the very early stages of the game, but would allow me and any other content creator to tab out without the game downclocking to like 10 frames a second. And for my own and all my viewers' sake and all the other streamers' viewers' sake, please allow us to do this. It will be so good to be able to tab down and still have the frames be completely smooth. Next up is something that should be stolen from Fortnite. Or actually, we can loot from the rotting carcass of Apex Legends Mobile. Visual audio indicators would be amazing for players who are hard of hearing, who don't have access to headphones, are flat out deaf, or they've just played Apex for more than 5 minutes to know that the audio doesn't work. And adding some type of visual indicators would help you figure out where there are sounds and where they are coming from, despite the audio engine sometimes not working and not playing the sound. And this would mean that a lot of players would no longer struggle from being killed just because they didn't hear something that they should have been able to. And then of course, closing out the video, there is something that I probably haven't suggested in a video for a really long time. There's a chance I've only mentioned this on stream. This one might be a little bit controversial, but stay with me. You've stayed with me this far. At the very least, you can hear me out, right? I think the kill feed needs a bit of an overhaul. Because right now, there's no way of looking at a kill feed when a fight is going on to gauge how many players are alive on both teams. If they're running anonymous mode or you are on streamer mode yourself, their names will be what legend they're playing plus numbers, which will help you at least a little bit to see, if the same legend dies on both sides of the fights. But most of the time, you're just kind of guessing, unless you know the players and teams personally, so you know who's on what team. And that's just, I guess, an unfair advantage in a way. So for the sake of readability and maybe consistency, I would love to see some type of color coding to the kill feed. Maybe just a slight tint on the normally white characters to make it clear when two different teams are fighting and taking names from each other. This would also make anonymous mode less of an advantage, as everyone are on the same playing field. But like I said, maybe not everyone agrees on this one, so let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like, subscribe, and of course check out the video on the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.